Hola futuros compañeros del Valhalla, bienvenidos un día más a mi canal, al canal de Rudex Norris. Sí señor, estamos con este jueguecito llamado The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Y estamos viendo a estos dos. Es algo muy raro, es como que parece Regis como cara más castor, mientras que el otro tiene más cara de hombre lobo. Todo bicho. Joder, es que no se quieren matar, o sea. Y está feo. Que me ha parado la espada. Ahora tú y yo, Deadlaugh. Tú y yo. Nos vamos a liar a hostias. No pasa nada. ¡Ay! ¡Ay! Que me está pegando la hostia de mi vida, Hostia. Os tengo uno de los putos vampiros. Ahí mola un huevo porque parece como que Geralt se ha anticipado a él. Haciendo copita, hijo de puta. Ah, sí. ¿Qué dices? No me gusta esto un pelo.
Start playing now.
¡Ay, coño! ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Ajá! No me hiciste nada. ¡Puto mierda! No, tío. Amigo, entonces ¿de qué coño sirve el cudo de mierda? Si pasa a través de mí. Pues no, tío. Vale, a ver, la segunda parte de este hijo de puta. La segunda parte, después de haberlo hecho lo suficiente daño, Deadlaugh comenzará a volar por una zona y aquí tienes que procurar mantener siempre detrás de él. Debajo, pero detrás. Para evitar un ataque que te dejará aturdido. Aparte de eso, lo que tienes que esperar es su ataque con el que se lanza sobre el suelo. Si te alcanza, lógicamente será algo malo. Pero si falla, se quedará brevemente aturdido.
Nice play, isn't
it?
¡Hostias!
the ribbon?
¡Oli! ¡Oli!
I want just the you trust me, both of you. Not any of it. Silence.
¡Ajá! Te la metí. ¡Ay, hijo de puta, me la metiste! Me toca. No me interesa. Te enfadas tú muy rápido,
gods. Start playing now.
Es que, tío... Es que me pone la partida... Es que, tío, de verdad. ¿Por qué no me hace repetir la puta misma mierda? De abajo pero detrás, para evitar un ataque que te dejará aturdido. Aparte de eso, lo que tienes que esperar es que ese toque con el que se lanza sobre el suelo. Si te alcanza, lógicamente será algo malo, pero si falla se queda brevemente aturdido y será tu oportunidad para darle un par de golpes antes de... No sé, tío, de verdad. Venga.
How you like that silver? I want to get the nuts. Both of you. Not playing any of it. Silence.
Aquí. Que me tenga que estar metiendo esta puta mierda cada 2×3 me está tocando la polla. Lo que no está escrito, oye.
Gods, start praying now.
Ah, vale. No, no. No. Uf. Bien. Vale, perfecto. Me da igual que me deje aturdido. Bueno. A ver, no, amigo, no. Bien, bien. Sufre, zorra. Me está chupando la sangre, ¿no? ¿Por qué no lo has hecho, Igni? Se quema ahí el hijo de puta. Movidota. Mierda, ¿eres tú, cerdo? A ver. Vale, vale. Quieto, lobo. En la tercera fase atacará normalmente cuerpo a cuerpo y poco más se puede decir de ello. Trátalo como a cualquier enemigo normal. No lo mates. Aquí el objetivo será destruir los 3 bultos o lo que sean eso que hay por esta extraña zona. Mientras, claro está, evitas a toda costa. Vale. ¿Me ha hecho daño? Joder, menos mal que me ha puesto. Toma, su normal. Por si acaso. Por si acaso. Espérate, voy a mirar. En la cuarta y última fase de Zelda ya no estará en las ya estará en las últimas y tan solo con un golpe de tu espada ya será historia. Hostia, y lo ha partido por la mitad el cabrón. No, pero sigue vivo, ¿no? Se mueve, ¿eh? Adiós. Sí, hombre. Estás tú que mueves ese pedazo de pedrusco. ¿Le puedes ayudar a este que entre en razón ya? Una puta, ¿eh? Lo bueno es que no puedes matar a un vampiro supremo. Cof, cof.
Leave him to me. Be gone. I can't let. I insist.
Geralt insiste, vámonos. Solo un vampiro supremo puede matar a otro, ¿eh? ¿Matado? No, no. Y yo preocupándome de a ver si le va a decir algo la otra al Zelda, ¿sabes? Es como, bueno, a ver cómo te lo explico. Ah, está bien el concepto este, ¿eh? Está bien. Está curioso, está crocante el tema. Bueno. Mil de experiencia, venga, hasta luego. Qué bueno ese traje.
My, what a smashing ensemble. You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Rather not bicker about taste. Don't like to. It's neither interesting nor productive.
This particular Witcher has an inborn intolerance for formal occasions. Yet he's to attend just such an event shortly. I expect that's the source of his prickliness. So try not to take things personally, Master Taylor. Rather pity him, for in truth, stage fright overwhelms him. He trembles at the thought that he has no notion how to behave in the presence of Her Grace's Majesty.
As well he should. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire. The Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal on a suit of armor caked in mud. Palace protocol places enormous emphasis
Parece un
on
puto monigote, no me
virtuous
jodas.
tradition, etiquette.
Huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else. Which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
Sound wistful. Pensive, Regis. That because they refuse to buy you a new outfit?
Hardly. It's the tone I ever adopt when I find myself pondering, which, believe it or not, happens quite a lot. Besides, I've no need for a new outfit as I shall not be attending the ceremony.
Why not?
Because unlike you, I don't have to. I shall begin to pack my belongings instead. I trust you'll join me later, once you're richer by a medal and a fascinating new experience.
¿Vale?
Count on it. Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic. Siana planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Siana's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Detlef. Perhaps we missed something.
Vamos.
All in all, why not check up on that? We'll go together, assuming we're done here.
I am done, yes. It lies in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the dignity it is due.
Parece ser que si no le damos el lazo a Siana, muere y nos llevan a prisión.
Promise to be careful.
Así que bueno, estamos ahí. Ay.
Oh, it's the swordsman. Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots, clean soles. A fine slogan.
¿Cómo va el negocio?
How's business?
Well enough. I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
Hijo de puta el niño.
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard. Remember what they looked like?
Of course. I've a mind like a steel trap, as I said. They were ragged, unshaved. Their clothes were tattered. As to their boots, well, I mentioned that already.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that boot shine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. We must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
La coña. Yes.
You've to move your little camp elsewhere, got it? This is a decent distance.
Hola.
You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
Bueno, hablo. ¿Qué de malo que vean aquí?
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why?
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor. Fighter for justice.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves?
Why? Do you doubt it?
Sí.
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking insults us. On our own turf.
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
Come now, Twitter.
Esa ha sido muy gratis. Joder. Coño ya. Te reviento.
All right. I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful.
La ayuda no es gratis, macho.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the boot black in Rue de Garl.
The boot black? A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
Oh, a tope.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the bootblack. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the bootblack. Freshie, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
Barnabas.
I need the letter. It's very important. It's no use to you anymore.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the bootblack anyways. It's always muddy there.
Jobota el niño. Carta que revela el nombre. ¿Ese es el título de la carta? ¿Te imaginas?
Damn it.
Fuck.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Well. I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duquesa. It seems we underestimated Siana rather grossly.
Hostias.
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Siana planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Siana, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Siana murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
No creo.
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
Cierto.
Actually, love to learn her motives.
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes one should stare evil in the face.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to
Pues sí,
condemn her.
cierto.
But I support your lust for the truth. Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Siana locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her. So, meet up once it's over? Assuming you'd rather not see Siana again.
You assume correctly. I shall await you at Mère la Chaise Longue with a hot mug of mandrake brew to keep me company.
He dicho después de la ceremonia porque él no iba a estar. O sea que... Vale. No, me gustaría dejarlo aquí, porque al fin y al cabo ya llevo bastante tiempo. Pero como es el final, pues vamos a seguir un poquito más. Buenas. ¿Te imaginas? ¿Te pones a follarte a una puta hora directamente? Con este traje. Dice... ¿Hueles a sexo? Sí. Sí. Lo huelo a ello, sí. Voy a seguir la ruta porque capaz es esta mierda de man... Sí, porque por aquí no podré. No me gustan las mujeres encapuchadas, Que ya sé de qué rollito van. Que después son lamias y pollas mierdas. Los perros me gustan mucho en este juego. No te miren con gilipolleces. ¿Puedo teletransportarme antes? Sí, no.
Go, go.
Creía que me iban a decir algo, pero como estaba el caballo ahí tan tranquilo, digo, pues nada. La verdad es que literalmente he robado un caballo. Es decir, un coche. Literalmente he robado un coche y puta sudan. Me encanta. Como, parece ser que si hablo con Siana es un final. Y si es otro, y si no, pues es otro distinto. Parece que voy a hacer el final bueno. No sé si lo hubiera hecho así. Si no lo hubiera sabido. No sé. Me voy a ir por aquí a tomar por el culo. Es que es mucho más fácil, ¿no? Bueno. Relativo, pero bueno, sí. ¡Aló! Ahí va, te me caes. Hello. Pásalo.
Need to see Siana urgently.
In the matter of?
Want to talk to her. It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case. Need an explanation, urgently.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for...
Bueno, si no te hago lo de...
Promise to be brief.
Si no te hago la mierda esta, así que total. Me la vienes sudando bastante. Vamos para adentro.
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Sumamente irregular.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Siana, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? No, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
Espera, es que lo voy a hacer porque... Y luego, si le respondes que por fin un poco de sinceridad, o bien si le dices que ya soy lo suficiente, también desencadenarás el final malo. Por otro lado, si le sugieres que perdone a Ana, entonces conseguirás el final bueno.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
La tiene las manos muy grandes, tío.
For old time's sake, you loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me,
Don't know. But you could just ask her instead of sending monsters after her.
There's nothing she could say to change what she did to me, to justify it.
Maybe. But there's nothing out there to justify what you did to her and all Toussaint. Yet Anna Henrietta hasn't given up on you.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of 1,000 Fables. You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you?
Yes.
With all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Siana.
¿Y por qué no le dice esta a Ana Henrietta lo que le hicieron los hombres caballerescos estos que son los hijos de la grandísima puta? Digo, pienso, luego existo.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Sí.
Let's go. Want to see him too. Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Preparadísimo. Hostia, la cicatriz.
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
I apply a balm of arnica. Yeah, I hardly feel it anymore.
All right, we can start.
Very well. But you must behave. Less like a hired thug, and more like a man deserving of the Duchy's highest honor.
¿Me vas a decir tú a mí cómo me voy a comportar? Me hace gracia de que tiene...
You do best to maintain a dignified silence throughout.
Oye, ¿tú qué pasa?
Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits.
Es que ya es el final, por eso es por lo que voy a...
In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast of Beauclair, step forth.
Solo un paso. Joder, pues estoy un poco lejos. Estate quieto, gilipollas.
Distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire.
El último gran héroe me han dado.
May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the
Me han dado
Witcher shall
el
forever
logro del último
remain
gran héroe.
a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
200 puntos de experiencia. Me encanta que me den
I
hostias.
give you more than a dozen barrels of Sonreal, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table.
Me viene
The
sudando.
gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
No del todo. No voy a decir que...
Second distinction. I'm honored. Thank you.
I trust you shall make good use of it.
Me lo voy a mezclar con Coca-Cola. Me dan unos calimochos, puta madre.
In a moment I shall speak to Siana. Will you assist me?
Sí.
You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous
Tenía sus
deeds.
motivos,
As head of state, I must judge her fairly. But she is my sister. Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
Sylvia Anna. Cri, 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 cri. Está nerviosa.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Los crímenes de Siana fueron horribles, pero tenía motivos que la hacían sufrir.
Bitterness consumes Siana. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Siana?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child. Thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... Your dagger hurt most. You were my Honorietta, dammit. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once. She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal hurt the most.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister? The day they banished me from the palace. Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark. And which you set afire at the last, to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace, supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out, but you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found. Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you.
Follándote al otro, ¿no? Anda.
I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
Que no me toques, coño. Le está haciendo cosquillas. El Gerard enseñando todo el paquete con ese traje, tú. Madre mía. Me encanta porque literalmente vivía en un cuento de hadas, todo Tucson, ¿eh? Vamos, no me joda. Lo que pasa es que los cuentos de hadas no se tan... ¡Ole!
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony, it was short.
That's for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
You decide to go root picking now? It's dark out.
Geralt, even were I generously to assume it had simply slipped your mind that I am a vampire and thus need no light to see, I'd never believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have absolutely no trouble seeing in the dark. So, shall we?
Okay.
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
La mandrágora, que supuestamente es una cosa muy... Coño. Serán objetos de misión, supongo.
This moonlight makes me oh so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
Joder, es que Geralt no es muy refinado, que digamos. O sea, se pasa toda su puta vida matando monstruos. No necesita... Ahora va a chillar, va a hacer... Ah, vale. Tengo que recogerla ya. También.
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He is a vampire, after all. Regis!
Pero sí, estaba yo aquí. El hijo de puta. ¿No es de forma de broma?
Damn it, where'd you go?
¿Qué está pasando? De puta. Buenísima, Regis. Nos ha dejado un...
They called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Estás en su contra.
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
Está muertísima. Son lamias, no son vampiras superiores, así que técnicamente han muerto como tal, ¿no?
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning. Then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you in your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Sí, venga.
Know what? Think I just might. Come on now, don't laugh. Maybe not today or tomorrow. But one day I'll want to see what it's like. To just wake up every day in my own bed.
Eso, sino es que algún día dejará de haber monstruos.
My fangs have begun to hurt. Then what? Will you begin writing your memoirs like Dandelion?
No.
I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
Sí, creo que sí.
Not. We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. That first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
Está basada en la obra de Andrzej Sapkowski.
Actually, I'd love to go home.
Ve a tu casa. ¡Tu casa! ¡Gorda puta! Vale, me gustaría ir a la casa porque quiero ver el ñordo este. A la casa para ver el regalo de este tío. A ver qué es. Y aquí. La verdad es que en los libros ya hablaban de que los brujos ya llevan mucho tiempo viendo que cada vez hay menos y menos. Tengo un... No tengo un unicornio. Tengo a sardinilla de siempre. Basura. ¿Qué pasa?
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could.
No te preocupes, amigo.
To no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing
Ah, espera, que es una
themselves.
persona ahora lo que está dentro. No es Reyes, entonces. ¿Ya es qué?
What's that smell?
Se te ve el culo a través de la capa, Geralt. Mira qué buenas espadas tengo, tío. ¿Delda? ¡Ah, Ciri!
You look good. Come. Don't just stand there. I want a hug.
What did you bring?
A Garkin from Angren. I slew it. All by my lonesome.
That why you left Carrera so suddenly? Had no idea where you'd gone. Your note was puzzling. Don't try to find me. Threw me for a loop.
That was silly. It's just that I felt stifled in your shadow. I'd have suffocated had I stayed. So when I read that notice, the contract, when I saw Angren, I knew I had to do it. Alone. Without my nanny.
I'm not your nanny. I believe in you. Like my new house?
The house is lovely, but it could use a bit of work.
Yeah, got plans for it, don't worry. Wanna go outside? Could show you the grounds.
Me gusta mucho todo esto, ¿eh?
Ah, it's lovely here. I could stay forever.
Hazlo.
What's stopping you?
Actually, not a thing. I slew a Garkin, collected my bounty. I believe I'm owed some respite.
Indeed you do, mademoiselle, as my major domo would say.
You've a butler?
A steward. Name's Barnabas Basil. BB for short, though I don't know if he likes it. He's the one let you in. I'll ask him to bring in some fruit, a beverage. You can spend the rest of the day lying about.
Ah, nothing would make me happier.
Being a witcher anything like you imagined?
Geralt, I didn't have to imagine anything. Remember, before we parted, we walked a good stretch of the path together.
Journeyman and master, though, not the same thing.
I'm still a long way from mastering anything, but I am trying. Anyway, I did learn from the best.
Just passed on what worked for me. Or at least tried to.
I was thinking of Eskel and Lambert.
Jodida cabrona, eh?
So, no regrets? Choice you made?
Not at all. I'm doing what I ever wanted to do. Being who I wanted to be. I believe that's one definition of happiness.
Encountered the most charming aspect of being a witcher yet?
Which aspect is that?
The hatred. Disgust. That strange blend of admiration, fear, and contempt.
They set their hounds on me in one village. In another, they forbade me from taking a drink from their well. Other than that, it's been all right. No one's tried to cheat me out of my reward so far.
I'd hoped they'd treat a woman differently.
Geralt, when they treat a woman differently in this world, it hardly ever means better. Quite the opposite.
Feminismo, a tope.
Engrin, how'd it go? Garcanes can be pretty tough opponents.
That's why I had to lure this one to a place both spacious and empty, where it would have nowhere to hide. I found an abandoned crypt far from any town or village.
Good choice. Always best to avoid additional casualties, so your foe had nowhere to hide. But the bastard was still damn quick, I bet.
Not as quick as I am. My greater worry was its strength. I was far outclassed there. But a dose of black blood did the trick. We fought a while, I feigned a mistimed dodge and let it drink. The rest was easy.
See you later, Ciri.
Take care of yourself.
See you've taken a liking.
I could stay.
See you later.
Take care of yourself.
¡Ay! A la mierda. Vale, y ahora será aquí. Carta de Reyes. Querido Geralt, si estás leyendo esto significa que ya estoy muy lejos de las fronteras de Tucson y que has encontrado mi mutagenerador. Por supuesto puedes llamar a este instrumento como desees, tal vez algo más adecuado a tus gustos o que refleje mejor su función. Pues no tengo dudas de que tu conocimiento de la materia son de lejos más profundos y complejos que los míos. He estado trabajando en este dispositivo en mi tiempo libre, pero ya está terminado y estoy convencido, tanto como puede estarlo un inventor antes de que su creación haya sido usada para lo que fue concebida, la unidad de este aparato. Seguro que te estarás preguntando cuál es su función. Como su nombre indica, el mutagenerador genera mutágenos. Al accionarse absorbe las ondas de energía electromagnética de los cadáveres, en este caso de los cadáveres de los monstruos y malhechores a los que mates, y cuando ha absorbido suficiente como para disponer de una cantidad de carga crítica, el mutagenerador transforma energía almacenada en un mutágeno mayor del cual sospecho harás buen uso. Como seguro comprenderás, soy un ingeniero aficionado, por lo que debes disculpar la imposibilidad de controlar esta operación por ti mismo. El mutágeno que emerge como resultado del se determina aleatoriamente, lo que significa que al azar decide si es un mutágeno verde, rojo o azul. Al azar, sí, aunque he detectado que los colores en términos generales tienden a alternarse. Confío en que encuentres útil mi obsequio. Tu querido y fiel amigo Emiel Regis Roelete Teziez Godefroy. Postdata, debes de estar preguntándote por qué decidí dejar el mutagenerador en tu finca en lugar de entregártelo en persona. Bueno, debes saber que lo hice por pura modestia, lo creas o no. Cuídate, Geralt, y que mi obsequio te sea de provecho. Una pena que ya haya acabado el juego, pero bueno. La arma de la dama del lago. Pues nada, hasta aquí el capítulo de hoy. Espero que hayáis disfrutado muchísimo. Darle a like si os ha gustado. Suscribiros si no estáis para que YouTube os avise que hay su vídeo. Tenéis links en la descripción. Uno para Instant Gaming para que podáis comprar juegos como este y muchos otros más a menor precio. Y el otro para Twitch. De bucle, de mandrágora, de bucle. Toma. Espero que hayáis disfrutado muchísimo. Dadle a like si os ha gustado. Suscribiros si no estáis para que YouTube os pueda... Para que en YouTube os avise que yo suba vídeo. Tenéis link en la descripción. Uno para Instant Gaming para comprar juegos más baratos como este y muchos otros más. Y el otro para Twitch, para que podáis verme aquí en directo donde estoy ahora mismo. Y nada más. Muchas gracias a todos. Y hasta la siguiente serie. Que no sé ahora mismo cuál va a ser, pero ahí va a estar. Adiós.